Hey, welcome back. So, hopefully you've been animating out there. We're back to this animation, and we're reviewing where we're at. I just opened up my sequencer file and noticed that the arm is stuck in the air. So, haven't touched this file since we last worked on it. So, sometimes you're really excited to get started, and you get to your computer, and something's wrong. So, let's see if we can figure this out. So, the first thing I was thinking is that this sucks. I mean, you spent all that time. Imagine if you had polished this up and then you come back to it and you're like, I just want to take one more stab at it for whatever reason. And you come back to it and all your work is just blasted away. So that can be pretty demoralizing and devastating, especially if you've got a tight deadline and maybe you didn't show your work along the way and you're in that state. So definitely show early, show often, get your stakeholders to agree on the directions you're going with it so that they can approve it, so that they've seen it. Okay, let's just bake this down and see what happens. So I'm going to bake keys only. Nope, it is hard locked to that. Looks like my left arm. So basically anything I had a constraint on it uh, is just blasted away. Let's take this and delete it. This is the same as baking it down. Well, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to get this data someplace else. Because right now, it looks like that data is just this being just following the body control, which is not what we want. Let's see here. I move it. Let's go to select here. Controls overlay here. Select. Can't even move it. That might be something. If we right click on it, maintain option, say dynamic. There we are. So apparently it didn't save that dynamic setting. Okay, so that's moving. I'm glad that that was just a checkbox. So let's select these other controls here. Over here, I remember that it was this one, and this one. I don't know if we right click all of these and hit dynamic. Nope, one at a time. That's fine. Then, I wonder if that's a keyable value. Okay, let's get rid of this other sword. So we're back. Sword on the back, gone. Sword on the cube, gone. Okay, cool. The other thing I'm going to do is there is a way to this button right there, maximize this viewport. I used to have that as a hotkey. Let me see real quick. Edit, preferences. I'm going to say keyboard shortcuts, maximize viewport. Cycle between translate, rotate, and scale. Override user settings, maximize viewport. What's this one? Other than maximize the viewport, enter immersive mode when recording. Okie dokie. There we are. Now we can have these other views. So one thing I wanted to do was have this character set up. Let's do come here, get the view that we want. Let's say that one. Right there. Then we're going to create a camera. And there was an old setting where you could create a camera from your view. I don't know where that is. Camera. Toggles viewport selectability between sequencer only objects. So that's nice. I guess. Weird. Camera. Create camera. Okay. All right, let's just create it. Send camera actor. Oh, I guess it just does create it from the view that you're in. Good to know. Good to know. All right, let's drag that into our sequencer. Dragging. We're gonna this one, and then we're gonna have our camera selected. Oh, select that. That's our pre-selected parent. We're gonna grab this one, and then hit a constraint, add a constraint. Here, add a constraint. Let's just do parent. We're gonna maintain. We're gonna do dynamic offsets. Hit create there, and I have to move this back here somewhere. That should follow. There we go. And now we can kind of follow along what's happening with our character. Oh boy. We don't want that one. So we're going to delete that. And this. We're going to do that again. We're going to set that there. We're going to select our camera. We're going to add a translation constraint and see if that takes the rotation. No, it doesn't, so that's good. And you'll be able to come here, go to different perspective. Maybe we change our views. So this one can be perspective, our camera. Change our stuff there. This one could be perspective. Go to unlit and hide our camera. We don't want to see it. And then we can start animating. Come back over here. All right. Now from here, we can play. Oh, gonna turn off quality 0. There we go. Now we're at least following along there. We can change that to unlit too. Cool. So let's go. What we're going to do is just come back over here and animate here. Works like Maya. You can change those different viewports, so that's nice. So where do we want to work? Let's get our poses down. Let's actually fix this stuff. G here. we go. Not sure what happened here. There we are. Just delete that key. We're slashing. Guess we'll stick to this view for a little bit longer. Just posing our character, getting some tighter poses. This is not selecting anything. I wonder why. Where are we here? It must be under the ground. Control shapes. Guess so, yeah. That's kind of annoying. We're not necessarily animating to the camera. I just wanted to be able to track the motion a little bit better. Let's see. That pose is more like this. Yes, these controls are hard to select, which sucks. Never been a really big advocate for a picker, but maybe in this scenario, I might want one. Okay. So yeah, it's having some amount of difficulty selecting those keys or controls. Okay, let's bring this up. Just posing our character, cleaning up some things. So let's go to this area here. We bring that sword out. Maybe we want to have like a little crazier action here. So let's set the key here. Push it up. So just focus on the bigger moments. Now get this animation to where we can see everything that we might want to do in it before we start moving on to polish. Or if we were going to polish it. I'm not sure if I will. Just want to kind of work through like what might be pain points in the animation. Looks like I selected that one. Rekey that to 0. That way when you are working on some real stuff, hopefully you understand what could be an issue and how to work through it. We're just doing a test animation to find those pain points. When she grabs her sword, she's going to splay out like an X. And kind of over exaggerate that. She's putting a lot of effort into thinking she's really cool. One of the things I do too is I'll probably like key whatever pose I want the fingers mostly in on frame 0 or frame 1, such as at the start of your animation, and then I probably won't touch it again until like a cleanup pass, unless those poses are like really important. So let's get this, get these legs back. I don't know about you, but I don't really watch other people animate, so this might be really interesting for you out there, just seeing like another animator's process as they work through it, start to finish, or at least wherever I decide to finish. Let's see here, put that down here. So we can keep that a little bit longer. I want everything but this one. Then keep that. Let's see, save it. See if my Oilers get broken. Nope. Okay, just fix. Got that X shape. Let's make this down a little bit further. Bring this down and down. Does that screw up anything with the back? Not really. Was that an opportunity for an Euler fix? Maybe. So here, if we're going to make a big move like that, we really want to showcase it. So I'd want to push that in there. Then just kind of make a pose where she's like really squashed in there. That way the feeling of that opening up and that splaying, that X shape that she's going to make, you can really feel that from the fact that the pose is contrasting from this really squashed pose here that we're about to make. So I'm just trying to roll her up. Let's get this one, and then these two, and then we want the pivot mover. We want to move the pivot to here, and then we want to pose her. Just rotate her like this. There we go. Okay, get out of pivot mode. That pivot thing is really cool. Like, it really helps when you just want to rotate the character from a new position and not have to worry about how that upsets the controls or the hierarchy or selecting different controls, doing the same thing across 5 different controls. Okay, let's see how that feels. So really hunker down in there. And another thing I thought about doing, not really sure if I want to commit the effort to it, so I won't say it just yet. We'll see how this goes. So if we catch here, we come down here. So if let's talk about it. I was thinking that like we throw the weapon up into the air and then she recatches it right here. So we change this pose here. Let's do it. Have some fun. It might suck. Looking for that pivot. Move that pivot there. Almost where I want it to be. There we go. Okay, let's rotate. So if she throws the sword that way, not quite that much, and she'll work into it. Let me see. Throw it. Maybe up there. Throw. Rotate this back. We're kind of pushing into that throw pose a little bit more. Really, I'm just watching this arm here. Like, where's this hand going to be going? We're throwing, and then we want to edit this position here for this pivot, and then we're back to posing. So she's going to want to be catching right there. So the sword reconnects with the hand right there. So what we can do, just for now, let's save this. We're going to create a shape, cube, and we're going to add it to our sequencer. Oops. We're going to call it cube sword toss. Toss. There we are. So what we want to do is take the sword position here. We're going to use our snapper. We're going to select that actor, that cube. We're going to take our sword self there, for the root. We're going to get our keyframes and we're going to set that rotation on all frame snap. Where'd it go? There it is, down there. Maybe we don't want the roots. Sword shelf. So just none. Self. There we are. Snap. That is not working. Let's try the weapon R. Snap. I mean, at least gets us close. Okay. And then what we want is to say it recatches here. So we want to snap again here. So our animation should move. Nice, okay. Our cube should move. I'm going to scale this down. Open that up. Oh, I guess it didn't scale it. What was it? 23 to 18, something like that. Yeah. Okay. We'll scale. Call this a 0.2 so we can see it. Actually, what I'll do is I'll blast that rotation away, so we aren't rotating it. I wanted it up here. Let's just reselect the cube. Something else. Cube. There we are. We can see all these controls. For tossing here. So actually just make this a linear key. Get this up a little bit more. That's a little fast. So I want to still grab it when she's pretty high. It goes up. And then not there. I want there to be already the sword in her hand, so we'll have to move this character around. I do like that pose. Let's set a key here and a key here. So we'll just extend this out a little longer. So she'll be up in the air a little bit longer. Not sure what happened. Might crash. Okay, maybe not. Oh, I guess it was just setting keys. Okay. Nope. Let's try it in our curves editor. And we're on Hero Girl. Toss it. And then that's where we catch it. So move this back. Just give us some room here. Not necessarily timing. Go up, and I say we catch here. That'll be this pose. There. Copy that. We have wanted to move. Oops. My undos are getting clunky. Now we'll see if it crashes. Nope, didn't. Good. Just waiting. I don't have like the most powerful computer or anything, so that might be playing into it. If I had a beefier machine. So get this still translating. Probably would still be moving up. Let's just grab this right here. Wouldn't want to be coming down yet. Not yet. So let's move this up a bit. Might be a little bit too long. Just want to keep these keys around for now. Okie dokie. That should do it. Won't look great. Yeah, so we're just in the air for too long, but if we catch here and then speed things up, that might work. Probably have to cut some time out of this too. So maybe like 3 frames here, 4 or 5 frames cut out of that one. So let's see what that looks like with the cube. Should be able to select that cube. There we are. I hit that button, the sequencer only objects button. We're catching, where are we catching? Where were we? Get rid of that. Put it on this key here, 29. So we're definitely pushing that back further. So grab that cube. And then we're going to say snap on 29 here. Snap, not to rotation. So don't want that rotation. Oops. Want the Z value. I'm going to blast these. Make this linear again. Okay, so we're getting there. Oh, need to snap it here too, as we moved everything a little bit higher. So this is up here because we want it to be obvious. So we're gonna just toss that into the air. Let's just see Z only here. Then we want a little bit of hang time for it. Let's move this. That's not snapping, so let's move that out, out, then up. Okay. Okay. So I actually want more time here. Now that I'm looking at that. So that way we can just see, like, as a guide, like what it is that we're doing. So that's what this cube is for. Catch here. So yeah, let's do more time there. So grab the cube, our girl, save it. And by adding more time here, we'll actually subtract from our time here. So let's push this over 1, 2. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that's better. Zoom this out a little bit. So definitely need to work on those like how fast we're moving forward here. I think that will work. Let's check it out from here. Cool. Okay, come back to this view. You can just see the animation working. Okay, cool. Just need to watch it a few times. Do I like it? What don't I like about it? I think it's pretty obvious what's going on here. And then I think we need to speed this up a little bit. Let's try it out. Get rid of 2 frames there. I like that. I don't really want it to feel like slow-mo though. So let's get rid of one of those frames. Get rid of one of these. See if I like that better. So first, let's make sure that we're moving the way we want. So let me see, we got the transform here. And we got the body control. Body offset here. I want to show guys, there should be 2. I guess not. Cube, location, Y. Oh, that's that. Oh, that wasn't the body offset control. That was the, what is that control? And where would it be? It's not the root, the body offset. Yeah, there it is. What if I hit Y there? Oh, it just doesn't show me both. Why? Why? There we are. It's this one right there. We want to move this on this catch. We want to move that a little bit further. It doesn't feel like it's slowing down. Okay, now it feels like it's speeding up too much. Let's just eyeball it. There we go. I think that's good enough. Cool. Okay, let's do that little sword flip. So let's work on actually getting the sword out of her hand. So we're saving everything. Let's come here to the sword sequencer. That sword cube. Not that sword self. There we are. So on the sword self, we would want to. What can we do here? Can we turn it off? Was it frame 18? Let me see. Let's just select cube. Why not? It's already there. It's already animated. Can't select it here. Okay. Let's come to sequencer, cube, sword toss. Add that as our pre-selected parent. There we are. Then we got the sword on frame 18. We're going to say new constraint, parent, create. And it should have done that. Okay, there it goes. On this one, we want to say key that there. Oop. Don't want that. Oops. How did we do this last time? I don't remember. Sword self to the hand. We want to oh, that creates another one. Don't want that. Yeah, so it's on both right now. So we don't want it on both. So can't delete that. There we go. So delete that. Don't want that key there. Weird. So we're gonna set a key here. What was it, 30? Yeah, it looks like frame 30. Set a key there. And then we'll, I guess we add an active key for that constraint. Okay. Huh. Oh, weird. So an inactive key, and then an active key. Okay, I think that might do it. Nope. Getting some, like, this should, because I'm not keying the sword here, and the sword's flying off. So my guess is that it's still taking part of that. So seeing which one's active. You can see over here in this window, we can see which constraint is active at any moment. Maybe there's just something weird about the position that it put it in. Okay, we don't want that. So if we go there, sequencer, get rid of the snap there. Like this snapping should do the same thing. I don't know why it doesn't. So here, paste that there, and zoom out. Not sure what this is going to do. So yeah, the sword tosses and then catches. And maybe 2 keys here. And then it's moving again, which we don't want. So we should see it in our hands properly. And it's not in our hands properly. We want this key here. Okay, we want these keys to never change, so I'm not sure we need any of this here. Okay, but we will need it on frame, what is it? Frame 30. We will need to key it there again. Oh, whoops. I'm in the camera view and I'm moving the camera around. So let's go to that camera transform. I guess it didn't animate it. Okay. Let's actually move this out if I can. Nope, sure can't. Let me select that. Right click here, make sure it's dynamic. Yes. Maybe if I do it on the key. Nope. Oh, sometimes these constraints, it's my understanding of them, I'm sure. But I want to just move this guy. So I'm able to set a dynamic offset active state. I should be able to zoom out on that and move it. So if I move it there, it stays. Maybe that's like a different setting or something. What I want is to see the sword here. I just want to zoom out a little bit more and go up. And then I want that same position here. Oops. So zoom back in. Okay. There we are. What is that? Hit. Get some wobbliness. That should be a held key. What are we doing here? It's here. Here. This changes down here. So let's just set that key. I don't mind that sword change. This. Not sure why I have this still. I'll just keep it in there for now. Just move it back. There. That way we're holding that key longer. Okay. We got the sword up there moving. It's doing super cool stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to take that sword and when it throws, we want it to do some animation. let's come here. Sort self with the transform. So that key we want to keep the same. Let's say it does, we can fake this, so the frame before it, and just do whatever we want here. And then the frame where it goes in the air, here, and just do whatever we want to. So we're just setting 2 keys there and there. It looks like it's rotating. So let's have it rotate some more. Make a 360. Let me see here. We're going to make that this key and this key linear keys. And then maybe what we do too is rotate it like that. But we want that key. Just want to look at these rotation keys. We're going to get rid of that one. Copy paste there. I want that to be a little bit offset. So we can, not quite. I like the idea, but something happens along the way where it doesn't keep rotating. Looks like it rotates back. Let's get rid of these. And how far are we going here? I just want to go 360. Just about. Okay, we don't want that. We're going to copy that key and paste it. We got the spinning. Now let's come here, clean this up here. So I was just going to throw it up. So actually we want it to come like up here and then come over. Let's work on the cube. Sort cube. There we are. We want to pin our trail here. So we want the cube to actually be over here. Oops. So over here and up. And then we want it up pretty fast. Like that. And then just move these over. Move this one over. And we'll fix that last location later. And then what we also want to do is rotate the cube because we're not doing any rotation on it. I think this might be parent constraint. Yes, okay. So we're getting that cube. We're going to come here, this key right there. We're going to set a key and this key right here. we're going to set a key. I'm not sure which way I really care about rotating it. That's it, rotating backwards. Yeah, let's just get something in there. Okay, which one of these is, that's it, so control, nope. Oh yeah, X, Y, Z, so left mouse button is X. Okay, we'll rotate that on our 360. And that should land in the hands just fine. So it should be spinning on the sword and then rotating there. Okay, so get a key there. Bring our X over. We want it from probably this frame. And we want it to pop. So we're going to say linear. So we just want, there we are. We want that to finish, but let's say, what is that, a 327? Let's do x equals, add another 360 on it. We want that to finish closer to here. It might be cooler that way. It finishes closer to there. There we go. Something like that. There we are. Cool. All right. So we've done a sword grab. Sword toss, I should say. Look at it here. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. Let's turn off these trails. Let's look at it. I think that's where probably we'll leave it for today. Really liking that new addition, and it didn't take too long. Adds a little bit of flair and character. So happy animating out there. Best of luck in your journeys. Look forward to seeing you again.